Hey everybody, Jeremy here from Blockchain WTF, and today we're going to cover a question that we get fairly often. Are Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies even legal? Bitcoin has been around for 10 years now, and while it was slow to gain mainstream recognition, the meteoric price rises in the crypto space made Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies very hard to ignore. Now, when people are introduced to cryptocurrency, you can usually put those people into one of three camps. They either embrace the idea of cryptocurrency with open arms, tentatively accept that crypto could have an application, the kind of wait and see, or outright reject Bitcoin and cryptocurrency as a whole. And when it comes to government regulation, you really get countries that fall into those same three schools of thought. As most countries have had a hand in influencing the economies of their sovereign states, it's almost expected that the introduction of Bitcoin as a viable cryptocurrency would be originally dismissed, simply because the government institutions want to remain in economic control. After all, what country would willingly give up this power? That's probably the reason we've seen very few countries full-on adopt a digital currency as their national currency. However, that has not led every country to an outright ban. In fact, most countries have so far declined to regulate Bitcoin. That includes the world's largest economy, the United States. I've gone to watch the legislative battles go down concerning Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, and while there has been a lot of back and forth considering the sentiment towards those topics, there has never really been any non-criminal crackdown or confiscation of cryptocurrency. And since in the United States cryptocurrency is legal, that can give the government their cut in the form of a tax, whether it be for the transfer of cryptocurrency or via capital gains. Many countries are following the United States' lead when it comes to a hands-off approach concerning cryptocurrency regulation. In fact, most of the world has taken that same exact approach. They are monitoring this quickly developing ecosystem, being careful not to stifle an emerging industry that might bring their country's economy much more wealth. The vast majority of these top economies, at the very least, tolerate Bitcoin. Some who recognize deficiencies in current banking systems have embraced the ideas of digital currencies with open arms. Most major geographic areas are comprised of countries that have friendly attitudes towards cryptocurrency. North America, the European Union, Eastern and Central Europe, and most of East Asia. The biggest issue surrounding governments that are cool with cryptocurrency is taxation. How are they going to tax cryptocurrency and Bitcoin? Of course, they want their cut. In countries where crypto is openly mined and exchanged, there's still a lot of unclarity around which transactions are taxed, as well as at which rate that cryptocurrency should be taxed. Even in America, the IRS is expecting crypto holders to keep record and report all of their transactions, no matter how small. That's actually how a lot of countries ended up recognizing Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. The legislative bodies were slow to understand this technology, but the tax collectors were ready. They see income and they want their cut. And not all revenue collection agencies work like this, but the IRS doesn't really care where you got your money from. That's not their job. They just care that you paid your fair cut in taxes. There are several nations that do not outlaw the possession or use of cryptocurrencies, but still have restricted essential banking services for any digital currency, which kind of puts crypto in limbo. It's tolerated, but the financial system it's looking to improve or replace, their response towards Bitcoin isn't that positive. They aren't eager to provide their services to users of cryptocurrency, the product that might eventually replace what they're doing. This is really just a form of protectionism. Fiat currencies can be controlled and influenced, and this isn't inherently a horrible thing. We've avoided many monetary crises with this, as it can provide temporary economic relief through changes in monetary policy. The government controls their fiat currency, and their attitude is, why contribute to an asset that might harm the fiat currency, thus lessening their control on their own economy? This is kind of economic globalization that scares leaders that have been able to control or even manipulate their national economies. So they're taking a halfway measure, a kind of wait-and-see approach. Some countries have already done that waiting and seeing process, and they don't really like what they've seen. These countries have decided to outright ban Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Now, these countries are a small minority and actually cluster in a few geographic regions: South America, the Middle East, and South Asia. When you look at a list of these states, they have a few things in common. These states usually have leaders that have unilateral decision making and are very restrictive in their financial laws. Some even restrict expression on the internet, cracking down on access to exchanges and other much needed cryptocurrency resources. China, oddly enough, was a country that had outright banned cryptocurrency. However, many of the largest mining farms still operate within the country. There might be change coming, as China just recently allowed contentions over ownership of cryptocurrency to be decided in court, essentially recognizing cryptocurrency as property and providing recourse to those who have had their cryptocurrency taken from them. Other governments have acted in a contradictory manner, with one action indicating the acceptance or rejection of cryptocurrency, followed by the complete opposite happening. And there's a lot of uncertainty around these laws, and that makes sense considering the technology is so young. It hasn't really had its opportunity to reach its full impact. Honestly, we've talked about all of the attempted regulation around cryptocurrencies, but one thing that we didn't really ask is if cryptocurrency is regulatable. Well, I've got news for you. Bitcoin doesn't care about your laws. It doesn't care about your rules. It doesn't matter if your country bans Bitcoin. Bitcoin's still going to function, it's still going to be there. So regulation of cryptocurrency might just be a fool's errand. What do you think? Let us know down below in the comments. And while you're there, leave us a like, subscribe, hit that bell to get notified of all our future videos. If you have any other questions about blockchain or cryptocurrency, head over to Blockchain WTF. We've got several resources on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, so we'll surely answer your question. I'm Jeremy with Blockchain WTF, and I'll see you next time.